Located off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, about 90 miles offshore, lies a small green island with a dark reputation. Brazilians call it Snake Island, and it's widely considered the most dangerous island on Earth. The Brazilian government has strictly prohibited civilians from visiting. The reason? An extraordinarily dense population of venomous snakes. The island is home to the golden lancehead viper, a species found nowhere else on the planet. These snakes possess venom so potent it can cause human flesh to necrotize almost instantly. Here's what makes this island unique. It was once connected to the Brazilian mainland. As sea levels rose, the island became isolated, and the snakes lost their natural predators. Over thousands of years with limited prey and intense competition, the viper population exploded, and their venom evolved to become increasingly deadly and powerful. Today, some estimates suggest there's one snake for every 400 square feet of ground. Today, only heavily equipped Brazilian Navy personnel and research scientists are permitted to set foot on Snake Island. It remains a place where nature's fury reigns unchallenged, a territory humanity should never have ventured into. Just off the coast of Naples, Italy, lies a small island embraced by emerald waters. Once called a paradise, Gaiola Island is now known as the Cursed Island, and no one chooses to live there anymore. The island has a unique shape, two rocky outcroppings connected by a small bridge. In the 19th century, it was a fashionable retreat for wealthy Europeans. But something changed. The island's successive owners were struck by an inexplicable string of tragedies. Accidents, bankruptcies, deaths in the family, mental breakdowns. The suffering seemed unrelenting. Most famously, a former chairman of the Fiat company, who once owned the island, ended his own life after selling it. Because of these documented misfortunes, locals began spreading stories that the island itself was cursed. Over time, the legend grew stronger than any rational explanation. Today, Gaiola remains uninhabited. Tour boats pass nearby, but few venture close and even fewer attempt to land on it. It stands as a haunting reminder that some places carry histories too heavy for human habitation. Deep in the Andaman Islands, west of the Indian coast, lies a jungle-covered island shrouded in mystery and isolation. North Sentinel Island is surrounded by a 2-mile exclusion zone established by the Indian government. It's completely off-limits. On this island lives an estimated 50 to 150 members of the Sentinelese people, considered one of Earth's last truly untouched civilizations. Their history stretches back over 50,000 years, and they have had virtually no contact with the modern world. Approach the island, and you will be met with hostility. The Sentinelese respond to any intrusion with arrows. They've fired on boats, helicopters, and even drones without hesitation. In 1991, the Indian government gave up attempts at peaceful contact and made it illegal to approach the island. The protective measures serve two critical purposes: respecting their autonomy and preventing catastrophic disease transmission. The Sentinelese have no immunity to modern viruses and bacteria. What might be a mild cold to us could be fatal to them. This became tragically real in 2018 when an American missionary illegally landed on the island and was killed. North Sentinel Island stands as a living reminder of human history before civilization, a place where we must never interfere. Just 3,000 feet off the coast of northwestern Scotland lies a deceptively peaceful-looking island covered in green vegetation. Grunar Island appears calm and almost pastoral, but appearances are deceiving. During World War II, the British government selected this remote location for a horrifying secret experiment. The operation was called Operation Vegetarian, and its purpose was to test biological weapons. The target, anthrax. Even tiny amounts inhaled are lethal to humans. The British military placed 80 sheep on the island, then dropped bombs containing anthrax. Within days, every sheep was dead. The experiment was deemed a success, which meant the entire island became contaminated. Anthrax spores are incredibly resilient. Even 50 years later, they persisted in the soil, making the island completely uninhabitable. For decades, Grunar remained the cursed island that no one dared approach. In the 1980s, the British government finally launched a massive decontamination effort, flooding the island with formalin. By 1990, they declared it safe. But here's the thing. Even 35 years later, few people voluntarily visit Grunard Island. The scars of history run deep, and some places take generations to regain human trust. Just 2 miles south of Venice's main island, separated from the bustle of tourism by only 2 miles of water, lies Poveglia Island. Despite its proximity to one of Europe's most famous destinations, almost no one goes there. The reason lies in the island's unbearably dark past. In the 14th century, when the Black Death ravaged Europe, Venetian authorities designated Poveglia as a death island. Thousands of plague victims were sent there, and historical records suggest many were burned alive while still living. The entire island became a massive mass grave. The horrors didn't end there. In the late 18th century, a mental hospital was established on the island. Patients were subjected to inhumane treatments, forced confinement, and, according to historical accounts and local legends, human experimentation by doctors. Some patients allegedly threw themselves from a tall tower rather than endure their conditions. Today, Poveglia Island remains abandoned, shrouded in ghost stories and paranormal claims. People who have attempted to land on the island report hearing strange voices and feeling touched by invisible hands. It has become a pilgrimage site for paranormal enthusiasts worldwide. Poveglia Island is a dark mirror of Venice's beauty, a place where history's suffering and human cruelty intersect, where the past refuses to be forgotten. Bouvet Island floats in the far South Atlantic, about 1,000 miles from Antarctica and 1,600 miles from the nearest human settlement. It's officially recognized as Earth's most isolated island, 93% covered in glaciers with black cliffs rising over 1,600 feet. Harsh waves and thick fog perpetually surround it. A French explorer named Bouvet discovered it in 1739, but remarkably, no one could find it again for over 100 years. It became known as the Phantom Island. In 1964, something mysterious occurred. A small, uninhabited boat washed ashore with human traces nearby. Who left it there? When did they arrive? How did they reach Earth's most isolated spot? The mystery remains unsolved to this day. Norway now maintains a single automated weather station on the island. Bouvet Island represents Earth's last true blank space, a place where nature keeps its secrets, hidden behind perpetual fog and ice. About 28 miles west of San Francisco, rocky outcroppings rise from the Pacific Ocean. The Farallon Islands are so close to America's major cities that you can see them on a clear day, yet they're completely off-limits to the public. Signs clearly state, no entry. The reason is nuclear waste. After World War II, the U.S. government used the Farallon Islands as a dumping ground for radioactive material. According to official records, the government dumped over 55,000 radioactive drums around these islands. Most of them have never been precisely located. Fish caught in nearby waters have tested positive for radiation levels exceeding safe limits. The area is now managed as a protected marine sanctuary by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Only researchers with special permits may land on the islands. Historical records show that lighthouse keepers once lived here, but those days are long gone. Today, the Farallon Islands stand as a haunting reminder of Cold War-era decisions, visible yet unreachable, a piece of America's complicated past hidden just beyond the horizon. These 7 islands embody different human fears: nature's deadliness, historical trauma, disease, isolation, and destructive choices. Some are forbidden by law, others by legend. They remind us that not every corner of Earth is meant for exploration. What draws us to these forbidden places?